Hey everybody, this is Chris from Coaching Kids Soccer. Today we're going to do a little presentation on the game of tag and how it relates to soccer. I love tag games. I think they're fantastic for kids to learn and start learning, especially if you have a new group of kids that hasn't played before or hasn't played much. Now you can use it with more advanced players. You just have to kind of ramp it up and make it a little more challenging. It could also be used as a fun game to break things up if you've been training pretty hard. Everybody has a little quick game of tag and have some fun. So it's a very simple game. There's an area here, and you can use cones. You can put your cones around the area if you want to mark that out like that. I'll just give you an example. So you can use cones to make your area if you want. But we're going to use this area here. A couple of things. This area can be expanded and made more to be fitness. If you like, let's say you're working on preseason and you want to make this a little bit more fitness. It also can be decreased to make it more of a technique game, where the players have to work on their technique and also be able to get away from defenders quicker. So it depends on what you want to do and what's going on with your group. So there's a couple of variations that you can use. So what's going to happen on this first game is very simple. The three in red, and I'm going to have a disclaimer here that says this. If these guys are at my practice, what they would do is have a penny in their hand. And if they tagged somebody, they would just hand them the penny and then run off. All right? So I'm just using this for demonstration purposes, but they would be holding a penny in their hand. So the idea of the game is a 1 minute game or a 2 minute game. Run on, tag somebody. If you tag them, you hand your penny to them. Right, and then you run off. Simple as that. Then this player now has to start chasing other people. When we're getting close to the countdown, so 15 seconds left, coach will start to count off and let everybody know, hey, that's a warning. You better tag somebody and get rid of your penny. If you have a penny at the end of 1 minute or 2 minutes, depending on how long you play the game, you now do a little forfeit, such as frog jumps or whatever you want to do, star jumps or push-ups. Australian push-ups are good. Kids love those. Lie on your back and do them like you're down under. So you can do things like that. So there you have it. It's pretty simple. Run on, tag as many a person as quickly as possible, hand them the penny, and then run off. Make sure you don't have a penny by the end of the minute or 2 minutes, and you don't have to do a funky exercise. What's the purpose? The purpose is I'm trying to evade defenders. I'm trying to get away. I'm trying to use my speed and agility to juke those defenders and not get caught. Okay, so we're getting warmed up. Game number 2, we give everybody a ball. Okay. Same rules, except the only difference now is we have a ball at our feet. So these guys are going to go on, and they're going to dribble on and try and tag somebody. If they tag them, they hand them the penny, and then they dribble off again. You must keep your ball close. So if your ball's over here and you're tagging somebody, that's not going to count. That's the one thing the coach has to watch out for. I've dribbled over here, and then I've changed directions. And I'll chase him over here, and that's not going to count. So you have to have your ball close, and you have to try and tag somebody. So again, very technical. Got to keep the ball. Got to be able to change directions with the ball. A lot of fun. And I use this one a lot. So we've gone from no ball, couple of rounds, you can play a couple of rounds, to adding a ball, and you can play a couple of rounds, and now you're really into the soccer mode of things. So game number 3, pretty simple. We're going to dribble on and try and tag somebody. If I tag them, they have to hold the ball above their head, and then if somebody, and then their feet have to be apart. So somebody dribbles across and plays the ball between their feet, and it's called a little nutmeg, and gets around the other side, then that player can drop the ball and is free to dribble off. Basically stuck in the mud. So you'd hold the ball above your head, feet apart. If you get the ball knocked between your feet and they get around with nobody tagging you, you're on your way. So it's a little stuck in the mud game that I like to play with the kids as well. If you really want to make that game hard, you just take the balls away from these guys and let them go. If you really want to challenge, if this is too challenging, maybe you put this kid in here and you only go with You know, if you have a very new group and they're not very good dribblers yet and they're still learning the game, you could do something like this, only 2 taggers. If it's not challenging enough, obviously we can add more kids, right? We can make him a tagger and him a tagger. So there you have it. It's 3 variations for you. Variation number 1, no ball, run on, tag somebody, hand them the penny. Variation number 2, add a soccer ball, run on, dribble on I should say, tag them, hand them the penny and dribble off. Variation number 3, dribble on, you tag somebody, they've got to hold the ball above their head with their feet apart. The only way they can get free is somebody comes along, gives them a little nutmeg or pushes the ball between their feet and gets around them. I use these games prior to an actual soccer game that we're going to play. I use them to warm up for certain exercises I'm going to do. You know, if we're going to do a little possession game after this and teach the kids how to keep the ball, you know, you can use this as a warm-up. So you have 3 variations there. I hope you enjoyed it. Please leave me feedback, and all the best in your coaching. Thanks.